All right, we got some new case of classics today. Let's clean them up. They're in pretty good shape. You can tell this gentleman really likes his boots. This is a full quill ostrich. Really pretty uppers. Very ornate. Has the full quill ostrich inlay. And boot straps too. The ones you're supposed to pull yourself up by. Pretty strong. Sole on this. It's pretty firm. So it's probably good. Doesn't need a resole for a good amount of time. I'd like to start by taking the dust off. Getting the edge of the brush into the welt. There are special brushes for this, but you don't need them. Little Cadillac leather lotion, really good stuff. It's a little messy sometimes. I like to use the dauber brush to apply because it's not just a conditioner, it's also a cleaner. You can tell I'm not using any saddle soap. Saddle soap it's not needed. These boots are not heavily soiled. Even if they were, still don't need it. Skip that whole step and just use Cadillac or something similar. What I like about this stuff is that even if you're working on a tan pair of boots or whatever, any color, you're not going to affect the color. It's a neutral product and it doesn't stain or anything like that. They are user friendly. What I do is I kind of push from the inside of the boot, just give myself a more firm surface, and that really helps to clean anything that's stuck on mud or whatever. Yeah, and then I'll set this boot aside, and I'll do to this boot what I did to that boot. I'm being pretty firm with the dauber brush. You gotta clean it, so it takes a little bit of extra effort. The important part is to get this welt. So you kind of have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it's clean. A little more here. Not just like a little pea-sized amount. You can put a little bit more if you want to, but I'm just working a little bit at a time. Got to be very thorough. set this one aside, and then I'll bring the previous one up, buff it out. I'm using a microfiber cloth. You could use another cloth if you wanted to, but I found that microfiber just does a much better job. It's not as messy. You don't get strings everywhere. You wash them, reuse them. As long as you don't use them for the edge dressing, and then reuse them. If you do that, go to wash them, and that edge dressing will be all over your other towels. Doing that the hard way. So we're already looking much better. It's clean. The leather's hydrated. There's a bit of a sheen to it. Bottoms are in really good shape. Yeah. Bring the other one up. Do the same thing what I did to the other. We want consistency, right? I don't want the customer to look down, see his booth, and they look different. No, we're not doing it. I know I'd be pissed if that happened. Alright, so now we start the deeper conditioner. And I'm using a neutral cream by Pure Polish Products. This company is fantastic. Very small company out of Bend, Oregon. It's all natural. No petroleum products exist in this bottle here. None whatsoever. Pretty amazing. And rubbing firmly and thoroughly. This thin layer really is all you really need of this stuff. It's very concentrated. It's not cheap by any means. You're getting a very quality product when you purchase this. So a little goes a long way. Just doing a little swipe with my finger and do an area about the size of your hand. All right. So what we do to one boot, we do to the other. You work it in different directions. You want to get it down into the creases, around all the little nubs on the leather. You can see that the full quill have these little nubs everywhere. Just work it around that. All right. Close up our bottles. Keep nice and tidy. Give it a second for that stuff to soak in. I'm going to be using a dark brown by Lincoln. Right here. This is a fantastic company. It's an American company. out of Sunnyvale, California. They got their start in uh, San Francisco back in 1925, 1924. And they're not as well known as your Kiwi brand. There's some petroleum products in this brand, but they put very, very little. It's been the same recipe since 1925. It's very rich. It's very creamy. The colors are very accurate. It's so easy to use. And you see, I'm using my hands. You think, oh, I'm going to stain my hands. No. All I need to do is go to the restroom and wash with soap and water. Little elbow grease comes right out. If I did that with Kiwi, my hands would be stained for weeks. Moral of the story, don't use Kiwi. I've got my Wellington brush from Kirby Allison. This is a very fine brush, probably the best brush I've ever used. I highly recommend you go there and you buy a brush. It's a really good size, and it's true what he says about it. I mean, if you look, that's very dense grain fibers. They really put a lot of horsehair, which is what this is, a 100% horsehair brush. And I'll get my other brush, my little boot barn brush, and I'll show you. Just the difference in quality is very, very apparent. You know, something like this works. It works well. You can get a good shine, and it's a good product. But you can see all the hairs are coming up. Oh, it's just not as dense. With this, you're gonna get a more even finish, and it's gonna take less effort as well. I mean, this is of course smaller, so you're gonna be working twice as hard. So you get a bigger brush, especially if you have big boots, and you'll be thanking yourself. I think it was like 48 for the brush or something like that, somewhere around there. Money well spent. Alright, bring the first boot up. And I'm applying pressure, but I'm not grinding into it. It's not needed, especially with a brush that has such a uh, dense grain. That's a word. The fibers are so dense that it does the work of two brushes, really. We're already getting a sheen. That pure polish stuff is really good. This is the fun part. It's probably my favorite part of shining shoes, brushing. You get to see like an immediate effect, you know, which we all crave. We want to know that our work is doing good, right? I get to see, yes, immediately, it's done some good. It's an awesome feeling. All right, now we can apply polish. See, we've cleaned it, we've conditioned it, and now we can seal it in with polish. Polish is what protects leather. Now, since this is a stain wax, it's going to add color as well, which is not really needed when you have a pair that's this well taken care of, but it certainly doesn't hurt. more like a maintain. And you don't want to goop this stuff on. You just little swipe with your hand, just like how we were doing with the pure polish. Go in circles, go in straight lines, crisscross. You want to make sure every part is covered of the lowers. And some people want to ask, Craig, why don't you put polish on the uppers? It's because most people wear their pants over the uppers, and it's just going to rub off anyway. So, you don't want to get that stuff on your pants either. Just in there. There's a little bit of damage on the back here. We're going to try to cover that up with the polish. Do as best we can. There are creams out there that you can buy to help you with it, but I've learned that Lincoln actually does a fairly good job at covering color and restoring color. All right, let's brush these in different directions. More light, a little more light pressure when you're brushing with polish. Make sure you get every part where you apply the polish evenly and thoroughly. Take a look at it, see if there's any dull parts, any spots you may have missed. Alright, so we're going to be doing the edges with polish as well. As you can see, they're in really good condition. There's really no deep gashes or anything, so what you call it, the stain is not needed. All we need is polish, the edge dressing rather. Words. Alright, so we're going to do some focusing on the toe as well. In practicality, the toe is where most of the damage is going to be. So you want to, and that's also the spot that people notice first, is the toe of the shoe. the boot. So we're gonna put a little bit more focus on that than the rest. We're ultimately trying to protect the leather, and this is where it's gonna see most of its damage. So there you have it. So if you're wondering, I'm in the lobby of the Hilton Embassy Suites at Brook City Base here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm here 9 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. So if you ever want your boots cleaned up, your shoes, just come and see me. You can drop off like this gentleman did, or you can have a seat in the chair. All right. It's hard, crushing, yay. So you're barely touching the leather, just kind of glancing over it. You're not digging into the leather. You kind of go with the shape. Mm-hmm. You can tell that damage, you can barely see it. Lincoln does a really good job. You're getting a nice sheen. Looking pretty good. This is a fantastic pair of boots. And Casey, even though they went corporate, still makes good boots. How many layers do we put on here? That's really up to you. The more the merrier. I would say the more the merrier. You want to get it to like a high shine. You really don't want a mirror shine, especially on a fulcral boot. If you do that, you really take away from the grain of it all. And there would be specific reasons why you would even do like a mirror shine. It's not the best, and after a while, it doesn't look the best either. What we want is a high shine. We're pretty much there. We'll probably put one or two more coats on and be done with it. Some good people watching around here. Hotels, you get all kinds of people from everywhere. Then in this city, San Antonio, you get people from all over the world. What's half the fun of shoe shining is you meet so many different kinds of people. Get to hear their stories. And I think what we're gonna do one last coat, but it's gonna be with a special product as well. I've got a can of pure polish high shine wax out. You probably can't see that, it's all blurry. Very hard waxes, great for the stiffer parts of the article. You apply the same way you would other parts. You can even put a little on the toe area here and then on the heel as well. This stuff smells amazing too. It's made with citruses, so like orange oil and coconut oil. Very, very good product to work with. Traditionally, polish smells kind of funky, kind of weird. This stuff smells amazing. It's almost edible. Do not eat it, but you'd think you could, but how how good it smells. Is a healthy looking boot. I love ostrich leather. It's probably my favorite leather. It's easy to take care of, maintain. It fits better than any other leather. Looks cool. Comes in a bunch of different varieties. It's a pretty respectable shine. Can we get shinier? Yes, we can. Is it needed? Not really. And we can just take our microfiber cloth, open up the buffing side of it, and buff it out. Focus side. Shoe shining is easy. If you love it. It can be a chore if you don't like the smell or it's too difficult. Hopefully this little tutorial helps you. And after the buffing, you can see it's pretty dang shiny. And what we do to one, we do to the other. Joe Robinette would say bam son. And we're pretty much done. Like I said, these Lucchese's were pretty well off to start. They just need a little TLC, a little polish, a little conditioning, a little cleaning. This gentleman will enjoy them for years and years to come. Shine your shoes often, depending on how you use them. You wear them every day, which you shouldn't. Probably once a week. But generally speaking, most people can get away with twice a month or every 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You know you're going into rain, shine your shoes. You're gonna go up north where they salt the sidewalks, shine your shoes. Pay close attention to the toe, to the edges, the heel. Up here, not so much. Everything that's going to be coming in contact with the ground, we want to protect. And be careful polishing the bottoms. Can make them very slick. Just be aware of that. They're already pretty slick. Alright, if you ever need a shoe shine, you know where to find me. Tuesday through Saturday here at Embassy Suites, Brook City Base in San Antonio, Texas. Thank you for watching.